Hey everyone, welcome back to another craft. So today we are making paper lanterns. I themed mine with 4th of July since that is coming up, but you can use whatever colors and decorations you want. Make it fun. So let me tell you what supplies you'll need. Today we are going to need paper first, since they are paper lanterns. I'm using red and white. You'll need 2 pieces of each paper, okay? And then you'll need something to tape it together, so either tape or use a stapler, a pencil, a ruler to make our lines, some scissors, and then things to decorate it. So I have some foam stickers, I have some ribbon, I have some other patterned paper that I'm going to use, red, white, and blue, or markers. So those are all our supplies today. Let's get started. We're gonna make our red lantern first. What we will need to begin is 1 piece of red paper, our pencil, and our ruler. So what we are going to do is first fold it as they call hot dog style, okay? So it's going to be the long way in half. Okay, fold that nice and tight like that. Okay, get your crease really good. Now, the next thing is our ruler. We will be making some lines to cut. So what I did was I kind of measured from the top down what I wanted first. So I'm going to say about 1 inch down. Okay, and then we're going to measure across. So my paper is 11 inches long. What I'm going to do is make a little dot where I'm going to make my lines. So I'm going to keep them about 1 inch apart. So if you want to put your ruler down, then you can just make a mark on each of the inches. If you want to make them bigger, that is just fine. Then you'll just have a few less of the lines for your cutting, and that is great too. So I hope you can see my dots. I know they're pencil, so sometimes it's harder to see. But the next part is getting my ruler, lining it up with my dots, and making a line. Now, the reason I put the dot at the top is because we want to leave part of this uncut. So we are going to make our line from that dot down to the bottom of our fold. Okay. Right there. I have a couple. If you just, like I said, want to do a couple, just like 3 or 4 lines, you can spread them out. Do whatever you would like. This is your paper lantern, your decoration. Pretty cool. And then my last one. All right, so we have our lines. Now, as you can see, they don't go all the way to the top. So our next step is actually cutting. But, couple things. That space right there, we want to leave. So I am just going to cut on the line and stop. Okay? Now, if you cut through it, you'll need another piece of paper. So be very careful when you get to the top and stop right there. Okay? Another reminder with our scissors, we want to be very safe and careful. Take your time, cut away from your body. If you need help, please ask. Crafts are always more fun with a friend. So as you can see, I'm only cutting on the line up to the top here and then not cutting all the way through the paper. We will see very soon why that is important, but it keeps our whole lantern together. Okay. This goes a lot faster if you only made a few lines, I'm sure. So remember to go nice and slow once you get to the top. Don't go too far. There you go. Another one. And last one. There we go. All right. So we've cut through and it has like this little wave thing here. All right. So you can unfold it. And we are going to keep our folds on the outside. And then you can turn it and roll it into your lantern. Look at that. So it already has the fold and our little breaks in the lantern. Now, this is where it's a little bit different depending on how you're going to decorate it. This one, I'm going to decorate with markers. So I'm not going to attach it together yet because it's a lot easier to decorate when I have it flat. But if you're doing things like these stickers that we'll do on the white one, we'll want to put it together first, okay? So if you're doing markers or coloring on your lantern, you can do that right now. I'm just gonna do some stars for 4th of July. A couple more in the blue. Now, you can do lots of different things. You can cut out stars from other colors of paper. I prefer to draw stars because they are not easy to cut out. Again, this doesn't have to be 4th of July themed. You can put any kind of stickers you want on here. So if you have stickers of a favorite character or something you'd like to put up in a window or something, those would go on here great as well. And do a couple yellow stars. I know on the red they kind of all look the same, but I like it. So I'm mostly keeping them on the little bars here because I'm going to put something on the top and the bottom. But you can decorate your paper lantern all over if you want. Lots and lots of things. All right. There are my stars. So if you are coloring it and you have finished, this is our next step. We are going to roll this together and bring this top part together. I liked to kind of line up. That's why I made all of mine as even as possible. Now, I'm going to use a stapler, which is pretty quick and easy to bring it together. If your stapler is working. There we go. Okay. If you use tape, I would fold it over the top here. I'm gonna get my piece of tape. I'll show you. I would fold it over the top and make sure you get all of it together. So you're going around the bottom like that, okay? And maybe do a couple. So make sure you're on the crease as well. That'll hold it really well together. Okay, so you folded it over so it's on both sides. All right, so there is our lantern so far. Looking great. I am going to cut a piece of paper that goes on the top and the bottom. I want to use this white paper with polka dots. Now, the nice thing is we measured this exactly 1 inch. So I'm going to be able to cut it. But to make this really fast, I'm going to use a tool that I have with scrapbooking. So this is a paper cutter. And it makes cutting these kinds of things very quick and measures it for you. So I'm just going to do it real quick for us. 1 and 2. So I have top and bottom. Now, if you have ribbon or anything like that, you can put that on now at the top and the bottom or just one side. It's whatever you would like. I am going to tape this on here with a couple rolls of tape. So I'm going to do a roll of tape on each end and then 2 in the middle. Ta-da! And then I will tape it on the outside after I get it set where I want it. Little rolls of tape. Or you could still use the stapler and staple it on as well. So there you go. There's lots of different ways to attach these things. I'm going to start right here where my piece goes and then just roll it around. Getting it nice and tight on the paper. And then it meets back up right there. And to secure it, I think I will do what I was talking about and staple it real quick. Once again, if your stapler works. All right, there we go. So there's our top. We're going to do the bottom. Couple rolls of tape. You don't need too much, especially if you're connecting it with a stapler or taping it on the edge, which is what we'll do with this one. Okay, so again, I'm gonna start right here and roll it around, pushing it down. There we go. Ta-da! Now, if you're using tape, I would go over that line right there where it breaks, get up to the edge, and then bring it around and fold it over the back side. Okay? Look at that! That's a pretty cool paper lantern. Well, we have one last piece with this one, and we are going to bring out our other piece of red paper. Now, this is the handle for your lantern. I made this one probably a little thicker than I'd like for the red. So we're gonna measure 1 inch and then cut it so as you see, 1 inch right here with our ruler. And then I'll make a line. Okay, so there's our 1 inch. I'm gonna bring my ruler up, make a straight line. There we go. And then we're gonna cut it. Be careful with your scissors. Cut away from yourself. Take your time. You can make this handle really thick or thin. Like I said, I'm doing about 1 inch thick. So it's the same size as the lines that we have in our paper lantern. Okay, so there's our handle. Now, does not matter which side is top, which side is bottom. You pick which one you like the best and bring it up here. Our paper lantern handle, oops. We're gonna bend in like that, okay? So, to attach, I'm gonna do one side with a stapler and then one side with tape. Bring it across here. Very carefully, make sure your fingers are out of the way. I would secure it with 2 staples, 1 on each side. Gotta push really hard because that one's going through a lot of paper, especially since we decorated that. All right, with tape. Now, being aware that if you hang it, you might have to reinforce the tape even better, but I would put a couple of rolls on there, put it on the inside like this, since you are going to push it in, and push, push, push. And then the next thing is I would put some tape on this side, on the inside. Especially if you want to hang it up, you want to make sure that's really secure so it doesn't fall down. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. So So we're going to bring our tape on the inside. Oh, keeps getting stuck to my fingers. I'll show you just a second. So I brought it across on the inside there. There we go. All right. And there is our red paper lantern. You can hang it up, decorate it even more. Like I said, whatever colors you want. I was just doing red, white, and blue since it is the 4th of July. So we're gonna do a really quick white one. So I have the 3 colors and we're gonna use some stickers. All right, here goes. We got our piece of white paper and we fold it hot dog style. There we go. I'm gonna measure down 1 inch so I can make my lines. Boop. Alrighty, I'm gonna put my ruler right here and make my dots to create the lines of our paper lantern. There we go. Erase that one. Okay. Remember, our lines do not need to go all the way to the top. They just go to that dot so that we have the top and the bottom of the lantern. Going a little bit faster on this one since we've already made it once. There we go. Getting those lines on there. I've seen some pretty cool lanterns that don't have straight lines either. So if you want to make them like squiggly and make it a little more unique, feel free. All right, we have our lines. Our next step is cutting. Remember, we only go to this spot right here. Do not go all the way through the paper. Only up to that point. So I'm going to cut through and stop. Taking my time, being very careful. Watching my fingers. My white paper is a little thicker than the red, so if it looks like I'm putting more effort, it's because I have to. Oh, all right, there we go. Just a couple more. Alrighty. So another fun decoration idea for paper lanterns would be make them very summery. So put like flowers on them and have them bright colors like yellow and purple and pink. You can have them decorating your house all summer long. All right, we've gone through. We got our pieces. We can unfold it and see our lantern. There we go. Now, this one I am going to use stickers. So I'm actually going to put it together first and then put my stickers on. Okay, so we're going to roll it together, bring our edges to each other, and I'm going to use staples, especially since my paper is a little thicker. I want to make sure it stays together. I'm going to try to make it as even as possible. There we go. There we go. And our bottom one. Ugh, there we go. All the way through. All right, there's our white lantern. Boop, boop. So I'm going to do the top and the bottom first. We're going to use red zigzaggy pattern. Once again, I'm going to use my quick paper cutter. You can measure it out just like we did with the handle, or you can use fun ribbon or color it. I have some cool like tape patterns that you can, you know, some of those kinds of things too. If you've ever seen those are pretty neat. All right. So let's get that on there. Where's our tape? Doo-doo. Couple little rolls. One. This also works really well with glue stick. You just would have to hold it nice and tight on there to make sure it dries, because sometimes when things are round for glue sticks, that's a little harder for it to stick to than if it's flat. So you just need to hold it really tight. So I'm putting the tape on real quick, and then I'll staple it as well to make sure it stays. All right, I'm gonna start at the bottom right here at our crease and try to make sure that's as straight as possible, going around the bottom here. Da, 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 da. Going around, making a little red stripe, then push, there we go. I'm gonna put one staple in there. Hold it nice and tight. Ooh, if it wants to go. There we go. Okay. All right, other end. Here we go. They're looking pretty good. Very exciting. All right, putting this on there. Going at the crease again. Go around, make sure it's nice and tight. And overlapping right there. Oh, it's a little crooked. There we go. Ta-da! All right, I'm gonna staple it one more time. Nice and tough. There we go, all the way through. And there is our pattern on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to use my small gold stars. So I had some extra things and a couple of these medium ones. All right. If you're like me, you like glitter, but it kind of gets everywhere, doesn't it? Mine are stickers, so yeah, peel off the back, put them wherever you would like. The nice thing about this is you can bring your hand on the inside so you can push, make sure they stick really well, and just spin it around, get them at different spots. Ta-da! All right, so we skipped ahead a little and I've got all my stickers on here. Put some bigger ones here at the top as well. Now our next step is to make our handle. So I'm gonna bring out this other piece of paper and my pencil and a ruler. Make sure I get, I'm gonna go with 1 inch in. So line it up there, make a little mark. And bring this down here. Make the big line. Ta-da! All right, now that we have our line, we're gonna get our scissors and cut through there. Remember being very careful and cutting away from yourself. On the line here. And ta-da! All right. So I want this to be the top of mine today. And I am going to use tape to attach mine like this. So, first thing I want to do is a roll of tape for the side that is going down. So put that on here. And then inside the lantern, push it nice and tight. And I'm going to put some pieces of tape in there to reinforce. Well, first I got my shirt straight. There we go. So reinforce it right there. I'm going to do one more to make me feel even better. Like that. Make sure it's covering both edges there. All right. So we're gonna flip it a little bit. We're gonna bring this one around. So we'll want to put tape on the inside here first. Little roll. If you still have your stapler, you can use that as well. Just going quick, real quick. All right. Piece of tape on the inside to reinforce. Just like the other one. And now we have a pretty white lantern with gold stars and red stripes. And we have made our paper lanterns, red, white, and blue. Once again, remember you can make these any colors you like and enjoy, have fun, decorate with these. They're very fun, summery project. Have a great time with it. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye, everybody.